At Arizona State University, we've made online education better, smarter, and more personalized so you can go further in your aspiring field.
I decided to pursue medicine once I realized that ASU did have the online program for biological sciences. You're still required to learn the same curriculum. You're still being tested on the same content that anyone would be tested on in person. The comprehensiveness of the program prepared me so well for medical school.
Explore over 300 programs at asuonline.asu.edu.
Hello, podcast world. Welcome to my channel. It is 7/19/2020. That's July 19, 2020. And it is 12:34 p.m. I'm here to talk to you today about the Netflix movie, or Netflix original movie, I guess, Fatal Affair. Now, I kept hearing people talk about it on Facebook, talking about how it was trash, basically, and how it's kind of bummed out, and how, really, I'll tell you the truth. If you've ever seen any movie where there was a cheating woman, then especially a married woman that's cheating, let's say it like that, then you got this movie down pegged. Personally, I feel like if you've seen the movie Perfect Guy, it has almost exactly the same storyline. Only difference is, in Perfect Guy, she is single, and in this movie, she's married. And in that movie, you had Sanaa Lathan and Michael Ealy. In this movie, you got, the Nia Long and Omar Epps. Now, all of these are great actors, and I just wanted to give you the rundown and give you my perspective, and that is to start off by saying that originality doesn't really exist anymore. Everything that we watch nowadays is definitely a rerun. Like, come on, can we get something more original? Like, I could pitch a story and get paid. I mean, come on, Netflix. And then I could have recorded that movie. Like, and then I swear to God, it seems like the older actors get, the lazy they get. They just get lazier and lazier. It just seems like I seen someone say it on Facebook, if y'all didn't want to do the movie, then don't do the movie. Like, come on. You're killing us. Like, we wanted to see more intensity, more drama, more action, more, just more. It's always more. You always want to expect more, always want more. And let me give you the rundown. Okay. Starts off with the movie, husband recently divorced, ex-wife is alone with her boyfriend or whatever, and next thing you know, you have they're having hot, passionate, steamy sex on the couch in front of the fireplace. Oh my God, I couldn't have done it better myself. And whoever the girl was, that was her name supposed to be Deborah. Whoever she was, she was fabulous. She was a hot and spicy piece, a nice number. And I would have loved to have done that scene myself. That'd have been great. So next thing I know, she's apparently dehydrated and wants to go to the kitchen for some water. She goes to the kitchen, and next thing you know, you hear some background noises, some thumps and dumps and bumps and doo-doo-doops. And from her perspective, it could have been anything. I guess she thought her husband was going upstairs to run some bath water or something, because the next thing you know, she goes upstairs and he's in some water, but the closer you get to that water and you step into the light, it's a pool of blood. So now she's like in shock and gasping, and like next thing you know, two hands come out and go around her neck and mouth and pull her out of scene, and you just know that she's gone. And then that's when the real movie starts to kick in, the main movie. So you see that, starts off with some nice passion and sex scene and everything, and it moves into San Francisco. And I've been to San Francisco. It is one of the worst cities I've ever been to in my life. I mean, especially since I'm from Texas, it is the opposite of everything that I've ever been to in Texas. It's like a reverse Houston. So, especially that one street that you could go down. It's a mystery street. I'm not going to say the name of it, but we all know, I'm pretty sure that you could find that district, and it would be something, a culture shock for someone like me who is, again, I'm from Texas. It's frowned upon what I saw on this street. So, you make it down what I'm going to say the Rainbow Road, and that's San Francisco, or at least that's what a lot of people stereotype and believe. I just want to say that, like Dave Chappelle once told me, you don't want to get the people on the Rainbow Road upset. So I'm just going to overlook the fact that San Francisco and LA and maybe Chicago are all well known for the Rainbow Road. So now we're back to the movie. So Nia Long is driving to the outskirts of San Francisco, which I would, she's getting ready to stop. She's a lawyer, of course, and her husband is a lawyer, of course. Two successful black people or whatever. Nice successful black couple, and they're moving out to the sticks, I guess, and a nice house to where, in order to get in it, you have to push buttons. You don't need a key. You just push some buttons. And that's the kind of house that I wish I could live in. Or I don't need a key. You don't have to be like, oh, I forgot my key. No, I just boop boop boop, push some buttons in, and the door opens. And my thing is, it seems like the nicer the house, the more windows you have. Most of the people I knew, we all pretty much grew up in like manufactured homes, trailer homes, or whatever, or basic 3-bedroom homes or whatever. You know what I'm saying? A few brick homes or whatever. And when I was younger, I thought that if you lived in a brick home, you were rich. Like I just felt like if you grew up in a brick house, your parents were very successful and you were very rich. And when I was younger, I did not understand the concept of money. Until this day, I am still grasping at how the value of a dollar and the worth of game of Monopoly. You'll understand that things can change very easily, and you never know what you're going to get, and you just have to keep trying. But yeah, it's a nice house, a lot of windows, on the beachfront, hills, all of that, the whole 9 yards. And if you've ever been to San Francisco, you'll know that they have it's all congested in the inner city part, but when you get to the outer city part, is less space. And to me, some of the houses that I had been in were just like really nice apartments, and they called them houses. Like, there's no grass out there. Like, they build up. So, and then they have every bit of culture out there. So feel free to experiment, explore. It's one of those kind of cities. You never know what district you're in when you're in San Francisco. Now, let's see. Okay. With this movie and Perfect Guy, the only major differences is in the Perfect Guy, she is single. So what she has going on is legit. She was with her boyfriend, who she felt like was afraid to commit and have kids. That's like a typical woman thing. So you just never know, it could end any moment now. When it comes down to it, you never know what you're gonna get. Life is life is like a box of chocolates, right? So when it comes down to it, you get more and more and more, and then like next thing you know, she's going to the office, and this is like some of her final days. And it seems like at her office, everyone looks good because she has a beautiful assistant and a best friend. It's a white girl, and clear that up real quick. And Courtney, I think her name was Courtney. Courtney, oh my God, she was nice. It seems like she would have been nice to date in real life. Now, what happens is, she also has a daughter. Nia Long has a daughter in her movie. So, they're a family, a full-blown family over here in the Fatal Affair movie. Dating in The Perfect Guy. Now, from this point, I'm going to just go straight with what's happening on the Fatal Affair movie. In the Fatal Affair movie, you basically get an old boyfriend. No, matter of fact, that's not even the case. They were just friends in college. They never dated. But Omar Epps, and this is like 20 years ago, Omar Epps had a thing for her in college. He admits it in the movie. He says, I wish we would have in college. What kind of guy you have, whoever he is a lucky man. So then you go on to the best friend is trying to get her to go out for drinks on a Friday, right? Okay, nothing wrong with that. But the only problem is it's right after these messages we're going to continue with the review. Stay tuned. Okay, welcome back. Leading on into the next part of the movie. It seems like the friend Courtney tries to get her to go on a little, girls' night out, and somehow the Courtney stuck at work with work, and she's only got a case that's coming up the next week. Which, didn't she know that before she booked the date? Anyway, well, somehow Omar Epps gets invited into the equation, and when he goes, he meets up with Nia Long. They sit there and they have a nice bottle of wine they're sitting there drinking off of, and after a while of talking and reminiscing, Nia Long just so happens to get flustered, and she just wants to step away from the table because she needs to go to the bathroom. She's in the bathroom, and next thing you know, Omar Epps comes in, and next thing you know, they're all over each other, and they're kissing, and they're touching, and she has a dress on, so he starts to pull down her panties, and next thing you know, he's trying to whip it out, and as he's trying to thrust up and get up in her, that's when she remembers, oh, I have a husband all of a sudden. So now, he's the bad guy. He's the bad guy. Oh my God, I felt sorry for him. If you knew that you had a husband at home, you knew this. Why are you kissing this man? Why are you touching this man? Why did you let this go on at all? Why didn't you get up out of there if you felt like the situation was going to be anything but what it was? And, if you weren't going to have any or show any restraint, then, again, your fault. It's like, I felt bad. It's already bad enough that they didn't tell the story of overall what happened with Deborah. There's a lot of blanks that's left in there, so where they could have filled in this movie a little bit more. Don't you hate it? I mean, I'm pretty sure they're saving it for the director's cut or something, but at the end of the day, you could do more. Like I said, I could have filmed this thing.
We'll be back after a quick break.
Hey there.
Welcome to Good Advice Giver. First, we want to start by saying a massive thank you for tuning in today. Whether you're a long-time listener or you're joining us for the first time, we're truly grateful to have you here. We know you've got a lot of options when it comes to podcasts, so the fact that you're spending your time with us means the world. So thank you.
That's right. We're excited to have you with us because here on Good Advice Giver, we cover just about everything. Whether you're interested in sports, relationships, sex, money, finances, business, digital marketing, music, education, movies, comedy, or something else entirely, we've got it all. No topic is off limits here, and we dive deep into real, meaningful conversations that matter.
We've also got a mix of male and female hosts, so you're always getting a well-rounded perspective on every topic we cover, from business strategies to personal development, from car shopping to digital products like affiliate marketing. We bring a little bit of everything to the table. Our goal is to offer advice, insights, and some laughs along the way to make sure you feel welcome and engaged, no matter what brought you here.
And it doesn't stop there. We're not just about giving great advice, we're about action. On this podcast, we even sell products and services we believe in, from affiliate marketing opportunities to cars and more. So whether you're looking to boost your business or find practical ways to improve your everyday life, you're in the right place.
As always, we want you to stay connected with us. Be sure to download this episode so you can listen anytime, anywhere, whether you're commuting, working out, or just relaxing. And while you're at it, follow us on social media. We're on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, you name it. That's the best way to stay in the loop for upcoming episodes, behind-the-scenes content, and even giveaways.
And don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. We're posting extra content there, including video podcasts and deep dive discussions you won't want to miss. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and let us know what topics you want to hear more about.
Lastly, check out the link below in the description for exclusive offers, resources, and more ways to connect with us. We're here for you, and we can't wait to bring you more valuable content. Thanks again for tuning in to Good Advice Giver. Let's get started.
Okay, check this out. So Omar Epps goes after her. He goes running after her, chasing after her, and she's like, I can't do this. I have a husband at home and blah, 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 And she's like, this is my ride, Uber or Lyft, it really doesn't matter. Uber's taking over anyway. Different cities, different strokes, different folks. It's all the same thing. Taxis are like pretty much obsolete, like DVDs and Blu-rays. Streaming is where it's at. And I appreciate you for streaming my podcast. Anyway, thank you so much. Now, she gets in the car and now she's having flashes, hot flashes, of the moment that took place in the bathroom. And had she not been married, oh yes, I'm pretty sure that Omar Epps would have been all up in that thing. I'm pretty sure that the only thing, had she not been married, she'd have been good to go with her used to be once 20-year-old friend who she was all up in the bathroom with. Now she's going home to her husband, who, I remind you, is still recovering from bodily injuries sustained in a wreck some months back. Now, they never really attach any story to that. It's just kind of like a shocker when you find out. But wouldn't it have been great if Omar Epps had set it up for him to have been in that wreck? Like, come on, writers. Like, what are you thinking? That would have been a nice little added twist to throw in the pot. I know that I just knew that, and they could have did it like this. The same point in time when us, the audience, found out that he was taking the medication and all injured or whatever, that they were playing golf. And this is, like I say, let me lead into it first. Okay. So after the fact of what happened, all that misleading, almost sexual encounter stuff took place. That's when Nia Long ghosted him. She wasn't accepting his phone calls. She didn't want to talk about it. And this man is like, what's going on? You know what I'm saying? Because he's single. You know what I'm saying? He likes you. He's single. And this is where women will look at it like, oh, he's being a creep. Or people are like, oh, he's creeping. He's being a creep or whatever. Blah, blah, blah. No, you know what I'm saying? Men want closure. You know, it's not. We don't give a damn that you got a husband at home. Just like when the shoe was on the other foot, women wouldn't care that you had a wife at home. You know, nobody cares. You're married. Who cares? If they would have began a relationship, an entanglement, you know, as they're calling it these days, if that would have taken place, then nobody would have cared. It would have been more intense if that would have happened. But no, she starts ghosting him. He's trying to talk to her over a cup of coffee, over lunch, over dinner, or just to talk, you know what I'm saying, about what happened. He wants to clear the air. He doesn't want any of this awkwardness to go on any longer. He wants everything to be all hunky-dory, and he wants her, you know, to be friends still, and, you know, try to forget that night happened, or possibly even pursue something, because she's the one that brought her marriage into the equation, talking about, here's the misleading part, talking about she's not happy at home, she's sleeping with a stranger, saying all these things that for a person that, a guy that likes you, that's been liking you since college, wants to hear. You telling him what you like, you feeding into his ego. You're like, these, again, ladies, these are very misleading things that you tell someone that if they like you, you know, it's like they say, a shoulder to cry on always turns into a dick to ride on. Just remember that. And that's basically what he felt, you know, and that's why he, like, things went the way they went. A lot of misleading going on in that whole entanglement. So it's horrible that it went that way, and it just really, really sucks that it happened like that. I don't know what to say about any of the other stuff. So yes, and instead of no. But again, I'm pretty sure if she wasn't married, it would have went down. They would have been in that bathroom like I've seen so many other movies before them, like on The Perfect Guy. And like he said on The Perfect Guy, you wasn't complaining when I had you in that bathroom. You know what I'm saying? So, like... But you have to, like, they're at the threshold of cheating. So you have to ask yourself, like, when is it cheating? Did they cheat, or did she cheat on her husband? You know, you have to ask these kind of questions and just wonder, like, what's going on? So let me think about it in these terms. Goes home that night, lays in the bed as if nothing happened, and then a week or so passes. He's texting her. She blocks his call, and they're trying to figure out. She's like, you know, leave me alone at this point. After she's already fucked up, you've already opened the door. You know, you've messed up. Everything is not okay now. You do have problems, and he is your problem. Now, I want you to understand that it could have went either way, whatever way, however way you want to look at it. Just think of it like that. Now, with all that being said, what would you have done? Would it have been okay? Would you have just said, oh, forget about it, let's just have sex, you know? would that been an option for you? I mean, you're already at the threshold of cheating in this entanglement. So, what else? Now, with all that being said, the next thing happens pretty fast. Typical crazy guy stuff, which they said in the movie he has textbook narcissistic personality disorder. And, you can look that up if you want to. It's crazy to me. So, next thing I know, he's sending the video. He's hacked the club's security cameras, sent her the video while she's having dinner with her family. And then, next thing you know, he's dating her best friend, Courtney, and coming over the house with Courtney. And, it's a shock because here he is, at the house with Courtney, and the husband doesn't even know. Then, she pulls him to the side and says that he needs to come up with an excuse for them to leave. And so he does that, showing up unannounced like crazy. And then he takes her husband out for a round of golf at a golf course that apparently the husband's never been to before. So, yeah. That's when you find out about the he's been in an accident, he's in the full body cast, and that's when you find out like things are not what they seem. But that's also a perfect time frame for them to have introduced the possibility of it being Omar Epps had caused the wreck and caused him to be in the body cast. So things get worse. They go to she finally meets up with him and was like, leave Courtney alone, all this and that, leave her out of this. He was like, you can't say that you didn't feel something that night. Then she starts talking to him, saying it's like, no, I want you to leave me, my husband, my daughter alone, leave my family alone. And he was like, don't talk to me like this. And then he outcries and outbursts, Deborah. And that's when she was like, who is Deborah? And he is stuck. And he had sent her this CD with that old Send Me Forget Me Not song. It's a really good song. And when it first came, she first sent the record to the house. The daughter was like, oh God, Mom, that's worth a little some money, you know what I'm saying? She's like, you don't want to give it to me, And it's classic, Send me, forget me not. I want you to remember. Which is also the Men in Blacks, where they get their here come the Men in Black. I don't want you to remember. Either way, the song is great. I like either version of it, but like I said, it's a classic. So then they go on to the next phase. And the next phase of this whole story is she's following him now. And that's where she sees that he's taking her husband golfing and that he's like with her friend, and he's even had the friend confront her at work, talking about stay away from him. I can't believe you did that. They're talking about can't believe you cheated, cheat on your husband. I was like, and she's like, what do you mean? She was like, he showed me the text messages. Now she goes on to say, he sent that to me. He just switched it around some kind of way. And she was like, but you're not gonna believe me. And he's already a certified hacker. He's doing work hacking computer systems or whatever for our company, and you're not gonna believe me, your friend. So, it kind of goes on like that. Then, and I was just like, the logic is there. So I said, like I said, I put it on Facebook. I was like, oh yeah, when it comes to sex, all logic is out the window for females. Like, no, nobody want to hear that. Hey, they just want to have, they just shoot on to get the dick. So, next thing you know, they show them together, and it was some intense sex. It looked kind of rapey to me, but maybe it was just intense sex, and that's the type of stuff that some people like. You know what I'm saying? Like, got his hand around her throat and around her neck or whatever, and he's pushing her hands to the top, like they're already on like a dresser, and he's pushing her hands onto the dresser, like, almost, don't move your hands, don't touch me, don't do nothing, you know what I'm saying? I control you, So it's real controlling, seeming, and aggressive, and I'm pretty sure that, some people watched it, they probably got turned on by it and thought it was whatever. So, by the time I was done, I think she was ready to cook him breakfast, fix his coffee, all of that. Because the next morning, Neil Long is still sitting outside, and she escorts him out, whatever. And then eventually, Neil Long finesses her way into her apartment. No, his apartment, into his apartment, and finds his laptop and finds like pictures, old recent pictures, and pictures of his old ex-wife who was murdered, but he was acquitted as a suspect because they did question him or whatever, and he was a suspect, but he got out of that. However, whatever, I don't know. So then, what else? Like, after that, it was like, you go from there, and it goes on, and it escalates, and first thing that she does is call the best friend. And I just thought that was the craziest thing. Like, oh my God, call the police. Call the police, tell them to go to the friend's house, and you don't want to alert the friend so that she can panic, and what she does, then she goes to his phone, then he basically slams her head on the counter, and then when she gets there, boom, there she is. Okay. The next crazy thing is, after he knows everybody knows, he finds a homeless man and sets him on fire and leaves a suicide note behind. I was like, wow, crazy. So at first, police were like, oh, the investigation is over, he's dead, but it's not. And that's it, she's at home with her family, and then she gets a call from him, and then when she gets to the office, or something like that, I think. Yeah, I think she gets a call from him, and then she gets to the office, and then the other person in the movie who I thought was just so fine, the Neil Long secretary, black lady, the beautiful black chick, she's out. She didn't get to make it. She dead. He spared the white girl, I guess, because she gave him some, but she killed this black chick. Ain't that something? this Wakanda Nubian princess. You know what I'm saying? So next thing I know, she's Nia Long is racing home, but he done already got them. So she calls him and was like, "Don't touch my family," and then like her, then she called the detective lady and told him that he's still alive, and she was like, "Oh, it'll take us a minute to get over there." So then she gets there. It's a police car in front. No, that's not what happens. Police wasn't there yet. So she gets there. They're all tied up, and next thing you know, they end up fighting. She gets the knife from him, and then unties their family. Then the police pull up, and they run out of the house. Oh, and I think the daughter, like her best friend, I guess boyfriend or whatever, was there tied up, and then the husband was like, "No, let's go." Almost on some forget that nigga, fuck that nigga, let's go, save ourselves. So then they go on to get outside. The police officer's neck is cut. Like, duh. The daughter gets out of there, and dad makes sure of that, and then he comes back to help Nia Long, and then Nia Long's on the police car, radioing for help. So then she pushed the button to where the lights came on, and you would think that she would have thought to grab the policeman's gun when she was off in the car. She had to think about that. Oh, but my boy Omar Epps did. Mr. Crazy himself was like, "Oh, let me get that." So he does. And okay, the husband comes along and they fight. Next thing you know, the husband's thrown outside of the house. His bones are weak from that wreck. So I want to say his left clavicle or shoulder clavicle, right? That's the bone, collarbone, or whatever it's called. Anyway, his left collarbone is broken at this point, from what I could tell, and he's in pain. He's out of there basically. So then next thing I know, Nia Long runs, and somehow they end up on a cliff, and somehow after all the fighting and whatnot, after all the fighting, that's when he falls off the cliff. And now at this point, it's a question of morality. If somebody were trying to kill me, if somebody were trying to kill you, would you grab them by the arms and try to save them, or would you just let them fall to their death? Oh man, sorry about that. Oh well, I'm gonna go ahead and wrap it up. So it just made me think, like, yeah, if it was up to me, I would have let him go. I would have never tried to save him. The husband's trying to save her, and she's trying to save him. So it just like goes to show, at the end of the day, this whole situation is all her fucking fault. She never should have did what she did, and it comes back to bite you at the end of the day. And if you have an entanglement, everyone's going to find, it's going to come to light. So it's smash or be smashed is what it seems like. And I'm definitely trying to smash like Hulk. So with all that said, thank you for tuning in. Hopefully I haven't spoiled this movie for you. Just let me know, and we'll probably go from there. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell, tune in, support, read the whatever's going on in the description with the affiliate links and other links that I might have to other whatever. You know what I'm saying? Check me out. You know, look on the description or whatever, and just go click it and see what all's going on. Feel free to give a donation. Hopefully, preferably $5, $10, $1. It all adds up at the end of the day. And thank you so very much. And it's been our time. And what else can I say other than peace?
Oh, thank you.
Hello, YouTube world. Welcome to my channel. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you can be notified when I drop hot content like this. And stay tuned for the next video.
Today is your lucky day. Today is the day that our $3 website works for you, paying you directly to your PayPal daily. Imagine $3 ongoing continuous payments to your PayPal account. Imagine falling asleep and waking up to $300 in your PayPal account. How would this make you feel? How could this help you? What bills could you pay? What kind of fun could you have? What does that retirement look like now? All for a one-time payment of $3. This website is DFY done for you, fully built and completely hosted, and never stops collecting payments for you. You have spent $3 on coffee on a regular, but that coffee won't help you create multiple streams of income. Click the link below.